Right, well, let's go live to Rami Khouri, who's a distinguished fellow at the American University of Beirut, and he joins us from Boston in the US. Thank you very much, Rami, for joining us. So we've been speaking to you throughout this whole time that there has been fighting between Hezbollah and Israel. You've seen the whole thing right from the start, and you are very familiar with the politics. Do you think that this ceasefire is likely to stick at all?
Yes, I think it's likely to stick, but I don't know for how long, but certainly for the first month or more, because everybody wants it. Everybody is suffering in all of the areas involved. Lebanon, the Hezbollah forces in Lebanon, the Lebanese people, the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank and everywhere, the Israeli people, the Israeli army has been fighting nonstop for 14 months, which is unprecedented. They've never done this, and they've been fighting in some cases against attacks in their own country, in Israel, in Tel Aviv. This is all unprecedented for the Israelis. They're really keen on a ceasefire. The problem for Israel is that it has not achieved any of its major goals in Gaza or in Lebanon. And being forced to accept the ceasefire is a major blow to Israel. They won't admit it, but it is a big blow to them. So we'll have to.
So in that case, sorry to interrupt you there, Rami, but in that case, I mean, Israel seems to believe that it has been able to push Hezbollah. Obviously, it took out its leader and several of its leaders. And certainly the fact that this is taking place, for many Israelis, they view that as a sort of victory. But in that case, if it hasn't achieved its goals, then why sign up to a ceasefire agreement?
Well, it is a victory if you're in the business of mass murder, which is what the Israelis are doing. And they're just killing tens of thousands of people, and leaders and ordinary people, civilians. Most of the people they're killing in Palestine and Lebanon are civilians. Most of them are women and children. But still, the Israelis feel they have hurt Hezbollah significantly, to the point that it is not able to threaten Israel or damage Israel. That is a belief that has not been confirmed by actions on the ground. You need time to see that. Hezbollah clearly has taken a big hit, and they're able still, though, to fight and to reach the capital of Israel, or the main city.
So we know, so as you said there, Hezbollah has seen a great hit. We're also seeing that this deal was organized and agreed between the Lebanese military as well as the Israelis, of course, with the US involved, excluding Hezbollah. So how much authority or power does the Lebanese army actually have over Hezbollah in keeping it all in check? From the Lebanese side, because it's quite tricky, because the Lebanese are not going to fire on the Lebanese, are they?
No, they're not. And the army is not equipped to do that, and it's not politically able to do that. But at the same time, Hezbollah accepted the agreement. The agreement's with the Lebanese government, but it was worked out with Hezbollah. Hezbollah approved it. The fighting is between Hezbollah and Israel, not the Lebanese government and Israel, though they have political differences. So the reality is that the situation will hold because it's in Hezbollah's interest to have a ceasefire, regroup, to look at their losses, to strengthen their weakened areas. Not necessarily to fight again in 3 months, but in case they have to, they want to be prepared to do so. This has been the
exactly. I was just about to say, I mean, you know, is this a chance for Hezbollah to have a break, if you like, to regroup, to figure things out? Because, yes, it has long-range missiles, and those that I spoke to, certainly when I was there in the northern border on the Israeli side, were worried about those anti-tank missiles, the long-range missiles, but they have drones. And actually, that was one of the things that Hezbollah used, certainly in the beginning of the war, that killed many and injured a lot of soldiers on the Israeli side. So we know that they could potentially regroup and take a bit of time out, if you like. But where does this leave Iran in all of this, especially as you have a US President, Donald Trump, coming into power once again, and we know what his line is when it comes to Iran?
Yeah, you use the word regroup. Hezbollah has already regrouped. They've already returned to a position of offensive capability as well as defensive capability, which is the main reason I believe that Israel accepted the ceasefire. Iran is a very important player in all this, but Iran, more than anybody else, wants to avoid a full-scale war with Israel, and it also wants to avoid a full-scale Hezbollah-Israel war, because Hezbollah's power in Iran's eyes is its deterrent capability to frighten Israel, to keep Israel from attacking Iran. But what has happened is that that equation has been disturbed now. It's not clear that Hezbollah is a deterrent against Israeli actions against Iran, and it's possible that Hezbollah has been hurt so badly that Israel can do anything it wants, and Israel might go after Iran now. I don't think it will, but the whole equation of deterrence around the region has been shaken, and the axis of resistance of Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, Ansarullah in Yemen, and others, that equation also is a bit unclear now. What will they do? Will they do anything? We'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, the focus is going to go back to Gaza, I believe.
A shake-up indeed, certainly not just in Lebanon and the situation with Israel, but also for the entire region. And it will be interesting to see whether this ceasefire will hold. Thank you very much, Rami Khouri, joining us there from Boston, a fellow at the American University of Beirut.
Thank you, Sarah.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.